everybody, and welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So we're here today because it is BookList Thursday. BookList Thursday is something I do with Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. We come to you every Thursday with some sort of book, thoughts, ideas, recommendations, something bookish related. So today we're going to talk about strange books. And not like strange as in they're strange, but the word strange appears in the title. So that's what we're going with. Mine is more stranger than just strange. But I've got 5 books. 4 of them I've read, and 4 of them I would recommend. Absolutely. So first one I want to talk about is The Stranger Upstairs by Lisa Matlin. So this is like psychological thriller-ish is what I would call it. And we have our main character, Sarah, and she decides to buy a house called Blackwood House. And it's kind of got a bit of a reputation. There was an event that occurred in this house, a murder-suicide that happened in the past. So it kind of has a bit of a history to it. But Sarah is a influencer. So her plan is to buy this house, fix it up, and kind of vlog about it along the way. And she's really doing that in parallel with her marriage kind of falling apart. So she moves in, she starts hiring people to do some work on the house, and let's just say some strange things happen. So there you go. That one's definitely strange. Next one I want to talk about, not quite in the same genre. We have Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. Absolutely adored this book. I listened to it and would highly recommend the audio as well. So we are introduced to Sadie, and Sadie is a young adult who is just trying to make her way in the world. She lost her mother not super long ago, and her mom was an artist. She's becoming an artist. And as she's preparing to kind of get ready for this big competition she's in, she ends up facing some medical issues that leave her with a condition called face blindness. So when she looks at people, she cannot see the face, recognize the face, nothing with kind of the facial features of a person, which is not great considering she's a portrait artist. So it follows her struggle with dealing with face blindness, knowing that it is temporary, but not knowing how long it's going to take to fix itself, and kind of the hurdles she faces along the way. We'll go with that. But it was good. I really enjoyed it. Then I want to talk about a nonfiction. This one is called The Stranger in the Woods by Michael Finkel. This one follows the story of a man named Christopher Knight. And it is a true story. It's a very short book. Like, it's a really quick read. But basically one day Christopher Knight was like, I'm done, and walks away from life. And he decides that he just wants to live on his own. So it follows his story of living in the woods in Maine, where there are 4 seasons, friends. And he lives in the wilderness for 27 years. He just wanted to be by himself. So I think it's like dubbed as like the last true hermit, basically. So it talks about the living accommodations he created for himself, how he survived, some of the challenges he faced. It was a really quick read and very, very interesting, especially on days where I'm like, I would like to just go and be alone for a while. It's a little harder than you think, but it was good. Then I have the last one that I've read is Walk on Earth, a Stranger. This is by Ray Carson. This is I would say it's a YA, historical fiction with a bit of magical realism in it. So this one follows Lee Westphal, and she's a young woman who pretty much has everything. She has this amazing family. She's living this great life. And unfortunately, it kind of gets all ripped away from her, where she's left by herself. You find this out right away. So she decides she's going to go to California. It all takes place during the gold rush. And the thing is with Lee, she can sense gold, and that's how she was able to kind of help her family for a bit. She was able to help them financially. She'd find a little gold, they'd live off that for a little bit, and she'd find a little more. So now she's going to go to California during the gold rush by herself with this crazy power and face what she's got to face. I flew through this book. It is the first in a trilogy. I absolutely loved it. It was a really, really quick read. And I think it's not really talked about. I don't hear it from many other places. So if you're looking for a YA, I guess you could say fantasy, but not really, because I would say more historical, magical, something. I don't know what to categorize it with, but it's good. Bottom line. I told you, there she is. Every time. It's not my doorbell. That is the bell for Skylar. She would like to go outside, and every time I film, she decides she has to go outside. But we're going to talk about the last book before I do that. This one is All These Beautiful Strangers by Elizabeth Clefoth. We'll go with that. Let's see. This one, I love these end papers as well. This one follows a young woman gripped by her mother's disappearance as she is caught up in a dangerous web of lies and deceptions involving a secret society in, I believe, in her town. So her mom vanishes without a trace, leaving behind her 7-year-old daughter, Charlie, and unanswered questions. Years later, Charlie struggles with this legacy to her family name. She's finally on this determined path or quest to figure it out. At the prestigious New England school she attends, and quickly becomes friends with the it crowd as she's trying to figure out what happened to her mom. So I've heard good things. I know I say that all the time. I've heard good things. Obviously, I bought it if I didn't hear good things about this book. I just haven't, again, picked it up. But it sounds very intriguing and interesting. And like I said, I heard it's very twisty. So All These Beautiful Strangers. So let me know if you've read this and if I should pick it up sooner than later. I'm always up for suggestions. So those are my list of strange books for you. I kind of took a little different twist on it. So we'll see what Sarah has to say. So head over to her channel and see what kind of strange books she has for you this week. Otherwise, leave a comment below. Tell me about any of the strange books you've read. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.